want to say thank you very much for joining us this evening. This is really fun. Listen, I enjoy doing these. So, this is the Vibrant Winter Wellness by Vibrant Family Health. So, just want to preface this discussion with I'm not a doctor. I do have a degree in holistic healthcare, but the only thing I can claim is Dr. Mom. So I'm not here to diagnose, treat, or cure any ailments. And the information provided is simply based off of our experiences, training, and lots of research. So we definitely highly recommend that everybody go out and do their own research and enjoy the education process. So just also, we're not trying to discount any medical professionals anyway, because we all need them at one point or another. So, here we are. So why are we here? I'm Jessica, and just a little bit of background about myself. So I grew up in a fairly natural household, so we often had a pretty big garden, and it wasn't until I moved out on my own that I actually ate my first frozen dinner. That was exciting. So I'm very familiar with using natural remedies. But essential oils, that was never really a part of my medicine cabinet. I grew up in an unscented household because my mother suffers from multiple chemical sensitivity. So her asthma and fibromyalgia are aggravated by fragrances. And it wasn't until about a year ago when I went through an aromatherapy class that I came to realize that there was a huge difference between pure essential oils and those containing synthetic compounds. So I took that as a sign to learn more, and that's when I was introduced to doTERRA, and then really beginning to take that information and change the way I approach my family's healthcare, and it's really become part of my daily routine. It's pretty exciting. All right, and then with us we also have Melissa. Hello, Melissa.
Hello. Hello. So a little bit of background about me. I wasn't as lucky as Jessica, and I did not grow up in a very natural home. Very conventional, normal growing up, but we went to the doctor for everything. I had chronic ear infections, and I was on antibiotics for the first 5 years of my life. So basically, okay, good. Nope, I'm good. So basically, the first 5 years of my life, I was on antibiotics, and no doctor said, hey, maybe we should test to see if, something else is wrong with her. And, my parents didn't look into any other options. Come to find out, I'm allergic to dairy and some other things that completely destroyed my gut health, and now I'm, paying for that. So once I had children, I started to look into more natural options, and when they started getting sick, I started asking questions and researching, and that's how I found doTERRA. And Jessica brought it to my attention when some other natural remedies weren't really doing the trick, and essential oils were that missing link to our health. Uh-oh.
Can you hear me still?
I can hear you, Jessica.
Okay.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Sorry. So she can't hear us.
Technical difficulties here. All right, so we'll continue on here.
Okay.
We both have a foundation in holistic nutrition. We really want to start with this healthy lifestyle pyramid, because this is a really big part of everybody's journey in healing. So the base of that pyramid is to eat right. So plenty of fresh fruits and veggies. Even frozen vegetables are awesome for busy moms like me. But just listen to your body. And when it comes to the digestion process. If something doesn't set right with you, maybe take into account some enzymes, because those will help quite a bit. Removing genetically modified foods. Pretty much my big rule of thumb is if you can't pronounce it, don't eat it. So when cooking, so I enjoy cooking, but for those of you that don't, stick to foods in their whole form. Less processed, the better. So then the next would be exercise. It's actually really tough for me to get in on a regular basis, besides cleaning the house and family walks. But the science community has proven that exercise is very effective at combating mood disorders, reducing stress, boosting energy, increasing metabolism. So getting outside also is the best way to get your vitamin D. And perhaps my favorite reason for getting outside is earthing. If you haven't heard of earthing, or grounding as it's also called, since we're lucky enough to live here in Arizona where we can actually go outside barefoot in the middle of winter. It's a little cold, but we can do it. But the electrons from the earth, they have an antioxidant effect that can protect your body from inflammation. And it also minimizes the consequences of exposure to disruptive electromagnetic fields. So if you're like me and you spend your day around a computer all day, yes, you need this. So the next step would be rest and manage stress. So sleep is vital for giving our body a rest and allowing it to prepare for the next day. The lack of sleep disrupts every physiological function in the body. And my favorite way to reduce stress is to try and find time for some self-care, even though that doesn't happen often as it should. So do what you love and find the joy in what you do. That's probably one of the best pieces of advice I can offer, especially when it comes to your job. And I'm a huge fan of Byron Katie. If any of you haven't heard of her, check out some of her books. She's really great. One of her thoughts is that our perception creates our reality, and it is based on our own unique experiences and life circumstances. So it's impossible to truly feel what someone else feels or what they are thinking. And such, it's impossible to control another's reality. So what she's saying there is to really just get right with yourself inside, and then that will manifest. So the next is to reduce toxic load. Here in the valley, Phoenix Valley, we experience a lot of days with high pollution advisories because that air gets trapped. Well, there's not a lot we can do about that. I know Melissa and I have found some great ways to reduce our household environmental toxins by making our own cleaning products. I think Melissa's blogged about that one before. Pretty
Yes,
awesome.
love that.
So all of these are lifestyle bases to the foundations. And the next part is the healthcare part. So you've got the proactive medical care and the informed self-care. This is the point where the research and the quest for knowledge really kicks in, and getting the body well enough to listen and adjust as necessary when something in your lifestyle isn't working for you. Our bodies send us signals all the time, physically and energetically. A lot of our energetic signals manifest on the physical level. So it's possible to catch some of this dis-ease, also called disease, in the body before it becomes something that actually requires medical attention. And then my lovely little flower. So, why are we searching for natural solutions? My picture's up here. So aside from the skyrocketing cost of healthcare, which is getting pretty ridiculous, I know my husband and I have insurance through our work, and it's getting crazy. So some of these statistics here that I pointed out, one person dying of a drug overdose every 19 minutes, that's actually from a prescribed, properly taken medication. And then 87% of prescriptions change the chemistry of your brain. That's pretty powerful stuff. So the reason why this is such an issue is when they try to recreate nature in the lab, they're losing those synergistic complexity of that natural compound, that plant. And then the labs strive to pick and choose just those substances they feel will be relevant to that particular symptom. So it's often the root of side effects and dependency, is when you take away the complexity of that plant and just use bits and pieces. There's a cool little graph I thought of the antibiotic development. And then as each of these were developed, then you can see when resistance to that by bacteria has been observed. Here's another reason. This is actually a children's acetaminophen ingredient, if you can believe it. The inactive ingredients. These are ingredients that don't actually need to be there for it to be effective. You got red dye, blue dye, high fructose corn syrup, and propylene glycol. We use that to de-ice our aircraft. All kinds of crazy stuff. Stuff I can't even pronounce.
Yeah. Hey, really fast, I was going to say on that, I actually, it's interesting that you wrote all that down because I looked up the ingredients today on, I found an old ibuprofen bottle in my medicine cabinet. Hey, I wonder, I've got some time. I'm going to look up some of these ingredients. And what I found, I knew it was bad, but it was just ridiculous, the stuff that I found, what were you saying, the glycol, which is really antifreeze, and the high fructose corn syrup that can cause liver damage, and the glycerin can irritate the respiratory system. Just all these things just are, I knew it was bad, but I didn't realize it was that bad.
Yeah. We give it to our poor little ones.
Yeah.
All right, so how does nature's medicine compare? Is it as effective? So what I find interesting is usually when you take a whole compound from nature, it's going to act as a tool for your body. It's going to go in and give the body what it needs to address its own problem. So it's a boost to help the body instead of actually mask a signal or a symptom. The complexity, there are hundreds of different natural compounds found in plants. Several of these essential oils can have up to 200 different compounds working together. And these can work on a physiological, and an emotional level. And you don't have the side effects because you have that synergy. So while you've got the little component that's actually relieving your pain, it has all these other components that work together. So whatever side effect you might have gotten from that pharmaceutical, you wouldn't have from the plant. That makes sense. And then the cost. They're just pennies per dose. And you can do it all from home. So there's no lots of work, co-pays, all that good stuff. Let's see. And there's, what else I want to say? Oh, so all the different forms of nature's medicine. I'm familiar with homeopathy, flower essences, herbal medicines, tinctures, salves. These are all things that I'm familiar with using. The difference that I've found, though, with essential oils, so that's what this picture points out, is 1 drop of that oil equals 27 cups of tea. Like, this is peppermint. So it's very concentrated. So a little goes a long way. Often when we're using oils to take care of a problem, we're only using 1 drop. So next here is a slide meant to demonstrate a cell, like my cells. So bacteria cannot penetrate that membrane, outer membrane of the cell. So they attach to the outside of it, this really sticky, gooey substance. Now viruses, they can actually get inside to the cell, and that's where they do their damage. They wreak havoc on our DNA, and that relation to our DNA is actually manifested as an illness. And essential oils, since they are fat soluble, they are lipophilic, and they're able to penetrate that cell membrane and actually get in there. And there's many essential oils with antiviral components to them. They can get in there and destroy that virus and actually repair the damage done to the DNA. And there's even some studies, some really great studies, if you have a chance to check out PubMed.gov, on the On Guard blend and its ability to kill MRSA. And, oh gosh, there's so many other studies. Oregano is another one. So if you have a chance, check out some of those latest research. It's really great. So what is the difference? Because there are a lot of oils available on the market today. They're at the grocery store, they're at the health food store, they're on the internet all over the place. Well, there's also different grades. The On Guard kills the MRSA. Ready? So there's lots of different grades of oils, testing methods, growing requirements. So all these different things can really set aside the various companies. So I want to go through the little process here from seed to bottle to give you an idea of what to look for. So where they are planted and grown, in the majority of cases, the highest quality product will result from a plant that's been grown in its indigenous region. So this takes into account climate, soil conditions, elevation, not spraying with pesticides or chemicals. All these different things really make a difference. And then the plant needs to be harvested at the right time of day. Some plants, I thought it was interesting, even contain some toxic substances if they're not harvested at exactly the right time. So you want to make sure that's something that the company you're buying from cares about that and actually pays attention to that when they're selecting their growers. And the next is the extraction process. So it needs to happen at the right temperature and for the right amount of time and the right pressure specific to each plant. So chemical solvents in high temperatures are often used because you get a higher yield, faster processing time, but that's actually going to diminish some of the beneficial properties of that oil. So those are some shortcuts you don't want to see. Testing. A lot of people skip the testing step because it is very expensive, or maybe they'll only test like once they start using a supplier, that initial test, or even annually. I even heard of one company that actually uses prayer as a testing method. So it's all over the place. So you want to make sure that this company really cares about their testing, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Number 5 is the bottling process. So diluting at this point is very common. If you ever get an oil that smells rancid, it's because there's a carrier oil diluting that essential oil. Essential oils should outlive you. They should never go rancid. So that should be a big red flag. And Melaleuca, for example, there was a study that I just read that the amount of tea tree oil or Melaleuca on the market is actually greater than the amount produced. So somewhere out there, there's a lot of altered tea tree oil, which that's something that I really noticed by the smell when I first got our Melaleuca oil. The smell is definitely much cleaner than anything I've ever smelt because I've used tea tree oil as long as I can remember. So the next one is just having a company that you can trust, that what is in the bottle is pure, it's safe, it's going to be effective for my family. I also like that there's training provided and reference guides available, which we'll talk about those a little later too. And this isn't something that you can get from an oil at the store. I mean, it's just not really feasible to have staff there to help everybody with a question. And oils are very potent, and not all oils are created the same. There's no regulating committee that oversees the production of therapeutic grade essential oils. So that's why doTERRA, they kind of went out on their own with this and created the Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. This is their own process. So this ensures that their oils are pure. They do 5 different tests by 2 independent labs, and the tests are done on every single batch that's received from their suppliers. So they test it when it's received, they test it when they start the production run, they test it in the middle of the production run, and then they retain a sample at the end of production run. Let's see, so there's a question that I get from quite a few people is, well, are they organic? Well, they're actually better than organic. So I took several urban farming courses in my school, and we had to study the USDA certified organic process. And I can tell you from all of that research that the end product is going to be better than organic, because there is zero room for impurities or fillers or pesticides or foreign contaminants or synthetics, whereas the USDA organic has like a little bit of wiggle room in the regulations. And this also ensures potency, as we make sure that the grower we use is going to have the most amount of constituents that we want in that oil. Like, so our oregano is from Turkey. And the reason why we picked that is because the carbachol in the oregano from Turkey was one of the highest levels. Now, carbachol is like nature's antibiotic, so that makes it very powerful. Whereas, we get our lavender from the high altitudes of France, because that's where it grows the best and has the most amount of constituents that we want for that oil. And so once you have your pure oils, you got to know how to use them, because they are potent. And aromatically, this goes way beyond aromatherapy for mood regulation. You can use the oils, diffuse them to clean the air. So if somebody in the family is sick and you don't want it passing on to everybody else, diffuse some lemon, diffuse some On Guard, anything that's going to kill those pathogens in the air. Open airways. So peppermint is a natural vasodilator. So it's actually going to open those airways and increase the blood flow in the lungs. Topically, oh gosh, my mom, so she has fibromyalgia, and she uses a blend called Flu. We didn't talk about on the slides, but in her massage blend, that's what she uses, and that works amazing on her pain. Immediate comfort. So my daughter has growing pains. She's almost 4. So we have lemongrass and frankincense is the blend that works on her. So we just put it directly on the knee and a little bit of carrier oil, and usually, I don't know, a couple seconds later, she's fine. Also topically for immune support. The bottom of the feet is a great place to apply oils for like a daily immune boost. There is a higher concentration of pores per square inch on the bottom of our feet, so it actually gets into that bloodstream in about 30 seconds. And applying oils along the spine, that's a great place. Viruses like to hide in that spinal column. So many good topical uses. Internal. So the ways we take them internal, I usually do these little gel caps. So there's a picture of them there. It's just little vegetable caps. Put a couple drops of oil in them, especially if you don't like the flavor, if it's a really hot oil like oregano. You can also do them in like a little shot glass. I know some people kind of gargle with lemon or On Guard when they've got a sore throat. There's also there's a blend for digestive health that we'll talk about later. And then just your basic immune support. The supplements the company has actually contains oils, and it's like a tummy tamer blend of oils to kind of help soothe the stomach. You know, 'cause sometimes people get that icky stomach with a supplement. These don't. Awesome. All right, so essential oil safety. Always safety first. The reference guides and all the bottles actually have these A, T, and I. So A is aromatically, T is topical, and I is internally. So you're going to make sure if you're going to use it any of these 3 ways, it's actually labeled on the bottle. And then the sensitivity of the oils, some are neat, so they don't need any diluting. Some are sensitive, where, you know, young children or people with really sensitive skin should probably dilute. And then there's the dilute, which you should always dilute. That would be your oregano or your cinnamon, very hot oils. So let's see, rules of thumb. Keep them out of eyes, ears, nose. You can put them around the eyes, around the ears, and around the nose, but not in. Dilute with a carrier oil, never water. So if you actually get some oil on you, which we did this once on a class where a lady had some peppermint on her throat and it just burned for her. So we just apply some olive oil or any sort of carrier oil and it takes it away in like a second. But never water. That drives the oil in deeper and that'll make it even hotter. So pretty much the primary issue is sensitive skin. As long as you're following those guides and being mindful of sensitive skin, you should be great. Here's our reference guide. So there's the Modern Essentials book, and this is packed full of goodness. There's the science behind the oils, there's history of oils, application methods, there's actually a massage technique in there. There's an ailments reference guide, A to Z. Safety information on the oils. So if you're concerned about oils for small children, pregnancy, elderly, anything like that. And then there's the emotions book. So you've got your Modern Essentials, which mostly deals with your physiological, some emotions. But then this emotions and essential oils is great because each oil actually has its own vibration, right? And with that comes a different emotional profile. So one thing, see if I can describe this for you. It's really interesting. If you smell an oil and you don't like the way it smells, and I've done this a couple of times. I've had some that I really don't like. So look it up in the emotions book. And sure enough, that's usually something that you need to work on. So it outlines some trait or something about that oil, something that needs to come up in your psyche and be worked through. And then that oil actually starts to smell better. It's really pretty crazy. It's cool. So what oils are helpful in the winter? This is what we're here to learn about. Here we go. Favorites. On Guard Protective Blend. These are all the different products that On Guard makes, so they do a great throat drop. There's obviously the oil. There's toothpaste, foaming hand wash, cleaner concentrate, little beadlets, laundry soap. What else? Am I missing anything? And then the new On Guard Plus, which is a blend of On Guard, Melissa, black pepper, and oregano. And this is only taken when you're actually starting to get sick, and you only take it for like maybe a 10-day span at the most, and you can take 3 to 4 a day, spread out throughout the day. So my husband just took these. He was getting sick, and I want to say it only lasted not even 2 days, and he was like, "This stuff is awesome." So On Guard, it's got your wild orange, clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, rosemary, and it does all these wonderful things. This is one that we put on the feet every night. Do you have anything to add, Melissa? Just jump in at any point. All right, so Breathe Respiratory Blend. So this is great for clearing the lungs and sinuses. This has that peppermint in it, which is your vasodilator. This is one that we diffuse at night when we've got the stuffy nose. You can also put it on your chest, kind of like a vapor rub of sorts. Nope, I cannot hear you. And this calms asthma attacks. I know Melissa's got a great story for this, if we can hear her.
Hello?
There you are.
Oh, hey. I've been talking, and I'm like, why isn't she stopping for me? Oh, okay, I'm back.
Okay, you want me to go back? Where are you?
No. I didn't have anything important to say anyways. No, I'm just joking. Go ahead, keep going. Sorry.
No, you want to jump in on the Breathe?
Oh, yeah. Breathe. Oh, my gosh, love this stuff. Breathe and On Guard I cannot live without. There are two oils that go hand in hand for me. We diffuse Breathe at night with lavender, and On Guard goes on the bottoms of their feet morning and night. And I swear these two oils have kept my kids out of the doctor's office for sure. No doubt about it. And Breathe just smells amazing. It just opens your airways, and it just cleans the air and makes everyone sleep so soundly. And my husband used to have asthma. He actually almost died as a child due to an asthma attack. And this oil, if he ever does feel tightness in his chest, we apply this onto his chest, and there's no need for an inhaler anymore. Amazing oil.
Awesome. All right, so we'll move on to peppermint here. So these little picture here, these peppermint beadlets, awesome little breath fresheners. I love these. So reduces body temperature. So in the hot Phoenix summers, if you mix some peppermint with some water and spritz it on you, cool yourself down. Peppermint's great for headaches, digestive issues. These little beadlets are also great if you start getting a little nausea. And then just for alertness and focus, I have a blend of peppermint and wild orange in my desk at work. So when I start losing focus on my job, I kind of roll some on and maybe I'm ready. But it smells good.
Right?
All right, so lavender. Lavender is the mother of all oils. This is everything calming. Here's our little fever blend. This is something every mom should keep on hand. So it's equal parts lavender, peppermint in one of these little 4-ounce roll-ons, and then the rest of the way with fractionated coconut oil. This will knock a fever in seconds.
Yes, it will.
Restrict the body's ability to fight the infection. It just helps aid comfort. So we've got a recipe later on with a little boo-boo spray where we use lavender. I actually just put a spray top right on my lavender and I'm ready to go. Cuts, scrapes, you name it. Burns. This is a great oil to keep in the kitchen if you're a dangerous cook. All right, so lemon. I love lemon oil. I cannot keep this on hand. So it cleans and freshens the air and your body. I actually like this as a hand sanitizer, like just the oil. Like I'll put a drop in my hands and just kind of rub it, and I'm good to go. Great for soothing a sore throat. Later on, we've got a recipe for our sore throat. Runny noses, actually, if you apply some of this to the spine and to the bottom of the feet, kind of helps with that postnasal drip that won't stop. Neutralizes odors. Oh, one thing I didn't put on here that lemon is great for is cleans everything. Permanent marker, wood, you name it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. This is what I clean the most with is lemon.
Yeah. Everything. Like I get my labels off with lemon, gum, whatever.
Marker. Yep.
Yeah.
Crayons, everything.
Stuff. And this is great to take in water every day to kind of a gentle liver and kidney detox. Just make sure it's in a glass water bottle. Because lemon will eat any petrochemical. Melaleuca, this is typically known as tea tree. This is an awesome first aid. So the lavender and the melaleuca, they're both analgesic. So these are both great for putting on cuts or scrapes or anything to kind of help diminish the pain. Melaleuca is great for ear infections. So is basil. We don't talk about basil, but that's another good one for ear infections. Blemishes. I use this on blemishes on my face. Dry scalp. If you've got any dry scalp during the winter, add a couple drops of melaleuca. You can even do some lavender to your shampoo to kind of help invigorate that scalp. Let's see, funguses, warts. I've had a friend of my mom actually got rid of one of her warts with melaleuca. Cold sores with the stressful holidays coming up. That's probably something that a lot of people are going to need help with. And then also with your candida and yeast. Melaleuca is great taken internally. Let's see, oregano. Powerful stuff here. Stimulates that immune response. Cleanses the GI health. Antifungal, antiparasitic. There's a blend. We don't talk about it, but there's a blend called the G-Exorcist, which is like a little gel cap full of oils. And it's actually a 10-day cleanse. So it will do like a yeast, parasite, all that GI stuff. It will just cleanse that right up. So then you do that cleanse and you follow it by probiotics. You do that every quarter. Awesome. And then of course ours is the high in the carbachol content for the region that we get it from. And dilute. Always dilute your oregano. Frankincense. Frankincense. This is actually on special this month. Love frankincense. Use it for everything, or I add it to everything. It's a great oil to kind of boost the power of another oil, because frankincense is high in those sesquiterpenes, so it can actually access that blood-brain barrier. So whenever you have another oil that needs greater access, you would layer it with frankincense, and frankincense would be the vehicle. So this is great for depression, anxiety, stress, something that a lot of people, I'm sure, deal with over the holidays. So since it does have that ability to get through that blood-brain barrier, it is an awesome tool for Parkinson's or Alzheimer's disorders. So you would just apply it to the top of the head, to the crown of the head on your chakra there. And it's anti-inflammatory. Awesome for joint pain, which is why I use it on my daughter's growing pain. The digestive blend, mentioned this earlier. So you've got the oil, and then something that the company just came out with was soft gel with the oil in it. So this is great for on the go. For heartburn, I use this for my acid reflux. I actually have GERD, so whatever I can't control with diet, I use this oil. And this is really awesome at stopping nausea fast. I had like a little stomach bug, and once I got everything out and I was ready to stop, I applied this oil and it was done. Awesome. Gets rid of excess mucus. So I bring this up, so if people have sinus infections, I love to apply this oil actually to the bridge of your nose, over that sinus cavity, and actually above your brow, you know where those sinus cavities are, and it will clear that up within a matter of seconds. We'll just digest all that, and then you can also apply it over your stomach. If you've got mucus drainage, it will help your stomach digest that up, clear it away out of the body. So this is ginger, peppermint, tarragon, fennel, caraway, coriander, and anise. And balance. Balance is an amazing, amazing emotional blend. So we use this, so we use On Guard every night on our feet, and we use balance. We need balance to fall asleep at night. At least my kid does. So it helps with anxiety, attention deficit. I know if I ever get like a little irritated, I have to reach for my balance. Usually works every time. So the sleep. So even if the kids had a bunch of sugar, usually if I put this balance on our feet, it calms her down with a matter of seconds, and we're good. And these slides right here, this is actually on YouTube. If you search for doTERRA Balance blood, this is actually a slide of red blood cells. Sample A was taken by a chief medical officer after a high sugar, typical American diet breakfast of, I don't know, pancakes or something crazy like that. So he took a blood sample, and you see how it's just all that inflammation in the blood just is not moving freely. So then applied 1 drop of balance on his foot and had his assistant draw blood 30 seconds later. He timed this 30 seconds later, and then look at the blood on the slide. It's flowing freely, just creates a homeostasis. That's what I'm looking for. It creates homeostasis in the body. Awesome blend. And it smells like you're in a forest. Next one is Holiday Joy. So this is only available, I think, through December. If I remember right, last year. Smells so nice. Wild orange, pine, cassia, cinnamon, nutmeg, and vanilla. Put a little bit of this on like a Christmas ornament and throw it in your tree or diffuse it. This is not for internal, so don't bake with it. This is a great, great oil. I'm definitely stocking up for the year. And then, not oil, but something I wanted to cover that is equally important is a supplement. I don't think supplements really get enough attention in providing what the body needs. Everybody needs to take a really high quality supplement. So these are a whole food formula, so they're bioavailable to and 72 trace minerals. And then the Alpha CRX is actually an herbal cellular vitality blend. And then the Omega, now this is unique because it actually combines marine and plant-based omega fatty acids. That's kind of hard to find. There is actually a vegan option also if you don't want the marine omegas. So gosh, what do they do? Digestive health, cardiovascular health, your skin, immune function, energy, reduce inflammation, I can't even talk, inflammation, all that good stuff. And they have a chewable multivitamin with no artificial crap. I love it. And the kids love it.
So good.
Yes. So there's no wheat, no dairy, and you've got a vegan option. So awesome stuff. Anyways, enough of that. The ways we love to use oils. Yay! Cooking. I love to cook with oils. Melissa's little daughter's feet. So we love to put oils on our kids' feet.
Yes. They sit so patiently for us when we do it, too. Yeah. They just give us our feet.
Well, they like it. It's great.
They love it.
This is what I have on my desk at work. So I've got a lotion, a hand sanitizer, and this is my Focus Blend. And this is my daughter's horse, Star, and we actually used essential oils on her. She had surgery to repair a ligament in her front leg there, the one that my daughter's hugging. So we used frankincense and lavender on the wound, and then actually lavender for more of an aromatherapy because she was stuck in the stall for 3 months during her healing process, which I want to say last time she had this surgery done, I think my mother-in-law said that she did some damage to the stall. Not happy. This time, totally chill. Loved it. Well, didn't like being stuck in the stall, but totally different horse. So here's a couple of our favorite little blends here. So this persistent cough one, this could be for any sort of bronchitis, what else, sinus infection, any of those. So you've got your oregano and your melaleuca. Let me talk about how those two work well together. So melaleuca has this, the properties break down the biofilm that bacteria uses to protect itself. So it can get in there and actually break through that sludge. And this allows the oregano, the carbachol in the oregano, to come in and do its job of killing that bacteria. So those two together are a powerful team. And then you've got lemon, which is also antibacterial itself, but is in this blend really to smell good. And then you've got peppermint, which is your vasodilator, so that increases the blood flow to the sinus membrane, allowing a release of that mucus. And it will also help clear out any bacterial load that's formed along that sinus membrane. And if anything's like migrated into the lungs, so you put this in the hot water and you take some deep breaths through your mouth and through your nose and get that into the lungs, and it will get in there and seek out any hidden bacteria that might be hanging out. Really great. Hand sanitizer. Everybody needs hand sanitizers this time of year. There's several different actual recipes for this. Some of them are more simple where you just use the oil and coconut oil or just use the oil and water even. And you can just use lemon instead of the On Guard as long as it's in a glass bottle, because remember, lemon's going to eat plastic. This is our Boo Boo spray. So you've got your lemon, got your lavender and your melaleuca, and then you got a little bit of frankincense in there to kick it up a notch. Combine that with some fractionated coconut oil and put it in a little spritzer bottle. Pretty cool. Sore throat, lemon and raw honey. Love these two together. And then you would take also lemon and frankincense. So lemon's going to help with the sore throat, and frankincense is actually going to reduce that swelling that's really uncomfortable in the glands. So, and I just have the coconut oil in there because since lemon is a citrus oil, might be sensitive to some of the younger ones. Maybe, maybe not. So anyways, those are some great things to try. So we're going to get these products. So I just want to take a quick second to talk about where you can get these because they are not available at the store. You can purchase them retail, obviously. There's a link on our website for that. But most people find that the wholesale membership is actually going to be the most financially viable for them because there are some great benefits. So you've got a 25% discount off the retail. You've got your low enrollment fee. So it's kind of like a Costco membership, kind of the easiest way to think of it. It's a $35 enrollment fee, and that's for the entire year. There's no minimum to buy, nothing. And usually you can make that $35 back within the first order, depending on what you're ordering, because of the great savings. The renewal fee. So it's $25 a year, but you get a free bottle of peppermint. So that kind of evens out to about $4.50 a year to maintain that membership. I'd like to see my health insurance company do that. There's also a loyalty rewards program. So if you do know that you're going to be ordering something every month, I mean, it's not required, but it's an option. And this allows you to earn between 10 and 30% back of your orders in free product. I think I'm at like 25% now. So for every $100 order I place every month, I get $25 back in free oils. And then members only promotions. So there's a free product of the month. This is pretty cool. So if you're on the loyalty rewards, and you've got a qualifying order, which is, I think it's like 125 points, placed before the 15th of each month, you get a free product. And it's a different product every month. And yeah, so I essentially get 12 free bottles of oil every year. It's pretty cool. Online account management. So there's no middle person. You go online, you manage your account. This is mostly what your enrollment fee is paying for, is having this access to go in and manage your account and place your orders and all that good stuff. And then there is a business opportunity, definitely not required, no minimums to actually participate in this, but it's just out there, just so you guys know. Oh, something I was going to say earlier. So enrollment kits. So if you know that you want to get some oils for a little of everything, a kit is a great way to go because the enrollment fee is actually waived on a kit. And when the company put together these kits, they put them together slightly more discounted than the wholesale price, kind of like a package deal, I guess you would say. And they're a great way to start. I wish I'd done this. When I enrolled, I just like pick and chose a couple different oils. I wish I'd gotten the kit. And then there's some larger kits that actually come with bonuses. You actually get to start, if you enroll in that Loyalty Rewards monthly order, you actually get to start at a higher percentage back if you get certain kits. So that could be a great, benefit for some people. And then the December promotions, while you're here, throw this out there for everybody. So the frankincense is free with any 200-point order for the entire month of December. This is an awesome promotion because this retails a $93 bottle of oil. Frankincense is a very precious oil. I'm actually just finishing up a bottle I got from last December's promotion. And cassia, so every month there's going to be a particular item 10% off, so this month is cassia. And then the product of the month, so remember that Loyalty Rewards product of the month is this really cute little oil charm. I love it. I can't wait to get mine. You can wear your little oils around your neck. So that's all I've got for you. Just know that we are here to answer questions. If you want samples of anything, please just reach out. Let us know. We would be happy, more than happy to provide some. And this is all of our contact information. So this rings directly to my cell. So please leave a message if I don't answer, because I do have a little one who's tired of sitting there and being quiet. So here's our Facebook. Come like us on Facebook and check out our Pinterest page. So that's all I've got. Any questions? Anybody have any questions? No questions? All right, I'll start the recording.